Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be looking at how to create mail art collages using things from National Geographic magazines for my 100-day project. So I'm starting off with a A5 piece of cardboard, just cut down to the size of a regular postcard. On the left hand side you can see I've got a whole heap of different bits, collage bits that I have pulled from a lot of different National Geographic magazines. I've got old bits of sky, I've got leaves, I've got jugs, I've got all sorts of things, and I'm just sort of laying them together to create backgrounds. I'm also using bits of old text so I can get that sort of oldie worldy type feel to the pages. So once I'm sort of happy with where things are sitting, I then start gluing it down. Now for a change, I am actually using a glue stick for this. I don't regularly use a glue stick in my journals, but for little projects like this it is really handy, and you'll often find with magazine images, if you use wet glue, so like PVA glue, it will wrinkle slightly. So just be aware that you need to be a little bit careful about that. I decided with this little piece of sky that I actually wanted a bit more texture on it, so I just used some dot stamps, and then I'm going in with my paint pen and just sort of connecting them up a bit like I don't know, a net or a constellation drawing, just to add a little bit of detail to it. So just like your crazy, collage magazine doll type things, there's nothing to stop you adding on extra detail onto little pieces like this as well, just to add some interest, or stamping over the top, or adding stenciling to it as well. So as I'm working on these postcards, I do tend to like to try and trim everything off as I go along, just so that I can sort of do things like this and age and make things look a little bit vintage. But also it gives me a better sense of the canvas size I'm working on. So if I have bits and pieces hanging over it, sort of hides what I've got to work with. So when I'm doing pages like this, or collages like this, I tend to get a whole heap of stuff out, or have a cull session where I go through a magazine and just pull out a whole heap of stuff. And I find that useful for two reasons, because I know what's in the pile, so I've got a bit of an idea as I go through. You can sort of see me looking through that pile with purpose. So I know what animals I've got in there, or what figures, or what maps, or what backgrounds I've got there. So it just makes it a little bit easier when I go, oh, I need something about this size, I can go straight to it and get it. So this is a beautiful image of some hands holding some found treasures, which was going to be my focal image. So I'm just using my Stabilo oil pencil to go around and give a little bit of shadow to this, to make sure it pops out from the background. Now, one thing you need to be slightly aware of when you're using cut images like this is, if you use something water soluble like the Stabilo oil pencil, and then activate it, the water is going to sort of seep into the cut edges, so you may find there's a little bit of bleed. Now that doesn't necessarily bother me, because I want it to look vintagey and agey and all that sort of stuff, but just be aware. So if you're really concerned and want to try it out firsthand, get a scrap of your magazine paper and see what will happen when you wet it. So I've got my little Tim Holtz clippings there that I just decided to add some little words to. And then quite often when I'm doing little postcards like this, I do love chucking in some actual postage onto the page too. Whether that is faux postage that I've created myself, or real postage notes that I then hand cancel. So this is a brilliant set of cancellation stamps from Darkroom Door that you can sort of cancel up your stamp and go away. away with it. You see very quickly on top of that case before I put it away, there was another stamp that had all the dots for the postage stamps. So if you're making your own stamps, you can stamp that out. Again, that's from Darkroom Doors, and create your own stamp. So this is the end piece. You can see that beautiful image, how they all sort of fit together, how the stamp ties it together, found interesting items. So Elmira is a curious woman. So even the words that I found to go with it kind of fit with the postcard itself. So these are lots and lots of fun to create, really, really easy, and working on such a small canvas too is something that you can do really quickly as well. So hope you have fun. Until next time, bye for now.